What's up, everybody? This is the Retro Matador. My name is RetroDetro.
And I'm Matador Gabe.
And welcome to the show. Today we're coming with you with the Penguin Episode 2 review.
All
Matador?
right. Yes, sir. I was so happy to watch this episode. This episode was very good. Very good follow-up to the first episode. And so let's just dive right into how this episode progressed. So we started off in a dream sequence for Sofia Falcone. And in her dream sequence, man, it was a lot of just loving on her brother, man. Her brother is like everything to her, and you could see that that's like literally what's haunting her. Just that her brother's the only person that really loved her and saw her and accepted her for who she is, which again is going to be something that the Penguin has been latching onto and is going to utilize in his favor. But yeah, once we come out of the dream sequence, then she's inside of a therapist office. And in the therapist office, you have the therapist played by Theo Rossi. And yeah, it's a really cool way to start the episode. What did you think about it?
So, yes, it was a real cool way to start the episode. What really intrigued me was Theo Rossi, who played Julian Rush, a Batman character, or maybe not. We don't know who he is. But for a big name actor like Theo Rossi to come in and play that character and then focus on him in the dream and in real life as this therapist intrigued me. So I want to know what they're going to do with his character moving forward with, Sofia. And like you said, the Penguin is Theo Rossi's character manipulating her like the Penguin's manipulating her? Is she just stuck in the middle between these people? I don't know. I'm just really interested in finding out about it.
Right. I feel it. It's definitely giving me some Hugo Strange vibes, but that's not his name, and maybe they will take from the comics and give him some characteristics to do that. But listen, this is a good reminder that Sofia is the first character that we're getting that's coming from Arkham. Right, in this universe, in the Batman verse, right? Like, so we're getting to see like how therapy goes for her, and then already we get. I mean, he was kind of touchy and weird, dog. So.
He was like holding her and listen to my voice. Look at my desk.
Oh my God! I mean, shit. Put your hand right there, looking at us.
But leading after the therapy session, you cut straight to the Penguin and what he's up to with setting up a heist between the Maroni family and the Falcone family. He's still playing this cat and mouse game, setting up all these traps for everybody, for them to fall in. But he's setting up the Falcones, which he works with. He's ratting them out to the Maronis so the Maronis can rob them for their drug supply, which is intense. And he sets all this up for him just to fall in the middle. And his luck every time is just insane. Like, he was supposed to be in one car. The Falcons make him ride with the shipment. It gets sprayed up, and he still makes it out. And then the Falcons believe he's still on their side, and he set them up.
He's so lucky, man. He's literally getting out of it unscathed. Like, he didn't even get shot. Nothing, bro. Everybody, it didn't go according to plan at all, and he set it up like to a T. I mean, he was super detailed about it when he was talking with Maroni and his henchmen. This is exactly where I'm gonna be. This is exactly what you're gonna do, and everything's gonna go exactly according to plan. Not they come and they mess it up. So one of the themes that you're gonna see throughout the episode is that the Penguin Oswald, he's super advantageous. He's always ready to make a decision about the next thing to do if something messes up. So this messed up. He didn't take but 2 seconds to decide, well, I'm gonna shoot the dude that was supposed to come and take all the stuff. And then he goes outside and he sees Sofia's main henchman right there, and he calls out to him. He's like, hey, come on, we gotta get them. He smokes another one of the Maroni henchmen right in front of him, and then they get away. And then when you get back to the house, there it is. They're over there. Oh my God, he saved me. I couldn't have got out of there without him, which sets up something later. But I mean, Oswald is just always right there, ready to make the next move. I mean, he's playing chess like in a way that, I mean, it shows his brilliance. I didn't realize that he's that big a genius. I know he's like a criminal mastermind. I mean, it's luck
on a different
combined
level.
with his brain. That's for sure.
But they do show, like you said, it is luck with his brain, but his brain works so fast in this world that normal average people like us wouldn't be able to think of something like that as fast. And it sets up paths for him throughout the episode. Now, I do want to circle a little bit back towards the high scene. Maroni sent a special henchman to help Oz out in this, and he does get shot and taken to the hospital. Now, that is very important for later within this episode.
Right on.
Now, as you stated, they go back to the mansion after the heist. Sofia walks in. She hears all the guys bragging and boasting about Oz, and she knows there's a rat in the family. Right. She knows there's a mole, because how does the Maronis keep getting this information? So she knows something is wrong, goes to her Uncle Luca and to the second-hand man, Johnny Vitti, which is played by Michael Kelly from House of Cards, things of that nature that you would know him by. And she's telling them, hey, there's a mole. We need to smoke him out. We need to do this. But they don't care. They don't want to hear from Sofia. They just think she's this crazy lady. Even though she should be the head of the family, they're trying to take the family for themselves. It's their opportunity, but it's also her birthright.
Right, and it's a nuisance. That's all she is to them. She's just a big nuisance, which is, again, nobody looks at her with respect. They think she's just nuts. And, I mean, he says so much, hey, why don't you just go somewhere? Why don't you just go and take care of yourself? I got this. Uncle Lucas, I can run the shit, and I am running it. So you just go and go play.
So they do bring that up often throughout the episode, like how her and her cousin used to go to Italy for girls' trips. And they keep saying, you should go to Italy. You should go to Italy. You should go to Italy. And it got me thinking throughout the episode, I don't think they want her to go to Italy. I think they want her to go and they pick her off there. They kill her there because Gotham's already in a disarray. You got Carmine dead a week ago. You got Alberto dead this week. That's 2 Falcones down in Gotham in less than a week or 2 weeks. So if another one died, that just shows how weak the family is when they can just say, oh, she's in Italy, but she's actually dead.
Yeah, I mean, that's send her to the motherland, hit her over there. I agree. I think that makes a lot of sense. I just hope that he gets his, dog. It's coming, because she got to rise, bro, and they're just in her way right now, and she sees it, but she's kind of also just saying, okay, like, it's like she wants to do it, but then that's where you get Oz to come in and be like, hey, Sofia, like, you know, all this stuff's going on, but like, you should be running the game, you should be doing this, and he's like trying to tell her throughout the episode, and at first she's like apprehensive, like, bro, I know you're a weasel and you're not loyal and all these things, and you're just trying to get something and just leave me alone, dog. But I mean, he's going to be a constant in her ear, and eventually she's going to take.
So with that being said, before the actual funeral of Alberto, Penguin, which I think this is where he gets it from, where his game comes from. Penguin goes to see his mother, comes to find out she's still but she's suffering from Alzheimer's or some sort of dementia, and she's wandering the streets, and his neighbor gets her home safely, and she's dressed to the nines in a fancy jazz cocktail dress, and it's the middle of the day. So he dances with her just to make her feel better.
Right.
Okay. Now, that dance is very important for later within the episode, but at first you don't realize it. You just take it as this genuine, sweet moment. But here's where I think that mind of Oz comes from. Before he leaves to go to the funeral, his mom goes, if if I die or if you die, what does that make me? A nothing? Like, she is passive aggressively telling her son, compelling him, but also telling him, like, if you're nothing, then I'm nothing. And that means, what was all this for?
Right.
So I feel like he's being abused mentally without even really realizing he's being abused mentally.
Absolutely. I mean, you can obviously tell, like, outside of everything, he's always thinking about his mom and just, like, making sure she's good. And even so much to be like, hey, he told his neighbor, hey, I mean, yeah, she needs help, but I just need you to look out for her and make sure she don't do nothing stupid. And pays him to just stand around and keep her out of trouble type stuff. But he definitely is filled with his mom constantly like, hey, you're supposed to be better than what you are, and you can be way better because we're tired of being crap. And because they come from such a low place, like he just lives through that. Like, that's his whole motto. Like, I can't be crap. I have to take what they won't give me, what they haven't given me. I just take it because that's how I have to be. And so, yeah, same thing. Like, she wants all the glamour and the glitz of having everything, you know, but they don't have it. So, yeah, it's just like, call him a failure and a loser until he gets it. Like, you gonna go do it, or you just gonna be a loser? Like, bro, yeah, I mean,
yeah, and he takes that. Yeah, but he takes that and goes to the funeral of Alberto, the man he killed, that no one knows. Goes to the funeral, tricks Sofia, like you said earlier, still in her ear at every point he can in the episode, but telling her, you know, it's all you. You can do it. You can do it. Those guys don't know nothing about you. And my best Oswald voice. Those guys, they don't know nothing about you. It's your destiny, your legacy. And he's just in her ear, feeding her. But it comes back to his mother, and he tells her a story about how his mother is dead. But she's alive, clearly. But he tells her how his mother is dead and how his brothers died. And they went dancing all night at this jazz bar to mourn together. Okay? And I feel like even though he lied in that story, you can also see some sense of joy that is a core memory to Oswald.
Right.
And it motivates him. Again, he's being abused by his mother mentally, but also he still loves her dearly. That's a core memory to share with someone that is your enemy, your enemy that you're trying to get on your side. And it was just such a beautiful moment. But for Sofia to slowly see her start to trust in Oswald in that moment.
It's working, bro.
He's so
he definitely
good.
is, bro. And she's just like fighting it at first, but yeah, she starts to give in, and that's just a wild scene altogether because you had her feeling that way because she's just over there by herself. Everybody's protesting that she's even there, protesting the Falcons in general, and then also you had like Riddler fanatics out there too in the crowd, like, and she's just isolated, man. And it's just that's the Oswald ploy at this point is just like, I'm gonna make you feel like you're normal when nobody else will. And that's how he's eventually going to get through to her and make her understand. It's just everybody treats her like crap. Everybody. There's nobody. But
yeah, even to where she has to hire a drophead detective without her uncle knowing to investigate, you know, who may be the mole. Now, this leads into the wake or after the funeral, where Sofia and everyone shows up at the Falcone mansion. And as soon as she pulls up, after freshly burying her brother, the police officer, now we're going to go back to something, finds the Maroney assistant to Oswald. He was shot, but he was still alive. But he just stole him right out of the hospital.
Straight up in his stem.
Brought him to the wake of the funeral in the back seat of a car.
That fool is still out of it too. He's like, we just gotta wait for him to wake up. Like, all right, go
That
put him in the basement.
moment felt like a Batman game. Like
Oh
that, the
yeah.
whole rest of the episode feels like a Batman game. Like,
Oh yeah,
well, you got
absolutely.
this amount of time to get this done.
Oh man, but he plays it so well. Before we go on to like what happens, you have Sophia also, like she's at the wake, just like weird, bro. Like she's not normal, and like there's no hiding it. Like there's no hiding it. She's just over there eating the food, and then she just feels like, why am I here? Stuffing her face with her hand, all weird, and everybody's just like, oh, like why is she here? And
But
then,
can I be honest with you?
yeah,
So she just walked into the room and they looked at her weird. So I mean, you can't blame Sophia. Like, granted, she is a murderer, but no one's giving her a chance to even try to be a different person. They're
Right.
just, we know who you are.
right, and they all are just there, thinking that way. And she even has her cousin come by that hung out with her and knows her from being a little kid, and was like, oh, I missed you and I seen you and all this stuff, and like it was all happy, and she was happy to see her too. And then all of a sudden her daughter like got close to her, and she's like, oh no, don't get too close.
She's a
to her.
monster.
Yeah. Like, bro. And then Sophia wouldn't happen. Then like, yeah, I'd hate for something to happen to her. Like, I mean, like they're forcing her to be like this monster at this point. Like you're not even giving her a chance, like you're saying. But so then, meanwhile, you have Oz before he shows up to the wake. He gets brought in by by the Maroney family, and they're about to kill this fool. They're like, bro, you let our dude get captured, and then they stole him, and like all this was just supposed to go on without a hitch. We can't trust you, so what are you worth? And they're just straight about to kill him. And then he's like, what you mean I ain't got no worth? I can go get him. I can go take care of this. I can do all of this stuff. I got stuff on everybody, bro, and I'm going to go use it. And so, he weasels his way out of getting murked by Maroney's wife, who's like, basically, from the beginning, is like, she thinks she's smarter than Oswald. She thinks that he's, like, basically a dumbass, that like he thinks he's all this talk, but we can manipulate him. And she thinks that he can be manipulated by her, so she thinks she's all powerful running the show, and she gonna find out one of these days. But anyway, so he weasels his way out, and then the first thing he does, he sees Vidi, and he's like, hey, why y'all just take this fool on and not even like tell nobody that you had this fool down here and like all this stuff? That's messed up. I can't believe y'all did all this and leave me out the loop. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just playing his part, but they didn't know nothing about it, right?
Yeah, they didn't know that Sophia stashed the Maroney henchmen down in the basement while the wake is going on. So they're oblivious to it at the whole time. So Oswald goes in and sets up the game for everyone to start doing the Spider-Man meme, pointing fingers at each other. Everybody's pissed at everybody. No one can trust anybody.
Right.
So everybody's pissed. Now they're trying to go find Sophia. Now Oswald's trying to break in to where the henchman is.
Yep.
And also you have Victor. We can't forget about Victor in this episode. Victor, which is Penguin's henchman, is trying to stash diamonds in Vidi's car, which is failed enormously.
I don't know what he was doing, dog. He was just looking through the car, going through stuff. Like, bro, just put the diamonds in there and walk off. But they catch him, and then they're like, "Hey, that fool took off, bro. I ain't never seen nobody run like that, dog. That fool might be Wally West, bro."
He ran so fast because he did not want to die. It was hilarious. The funniest part of the episode is watching him run away.
It really is. It really is. So then you have him basically like, that's part of the plan for Oz at this point. Like, this is the first like transition from the original plan. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna frame Vidi and say he's the inside guy, and we're going to show these diamonds, and here, and this is the plan. But because Victor failed, Victor calls him and is crying like, "Hey man, I couldn't do it," all this stuff. And he's like, "What you mean, dog?" So there's another moment where Oz has to think on his feet and be like, "Well, if that ain't finna work, then I have to do something else." So when he sees the henchman, instead of framing
Maroni's
him,
henchman.
right, instead of framing him, getting him to frame VD for him, then thug life, bro. He said, "Well, you can't talk to nobody because you know it's me, dog, and that's it. Ain't no witnesses,
Pulls
bro."
out that knife. Yep. And he just goes in and digs in, kills him. But then, this is supposed to be a funeral, so out of respect, there's not supposed to be any weapons at this funeral. The only people that can have weapons are the top dogs of the family. So Luca, Vidi, and some of their guards. That's it. That the guards are only to protect the family, just in case something happens. So, out of respect, no one has any weapons, but of course, Oswald is Oswald, and he's always packing something. So, he stabs the kid, the henchman, goes upstairs. Luca and Vidi and Sofia find out that someone killed the Maroni henchman, so they shut the house down. Boom! They throw everybody in a room. They're patting them down. They're trying to see who has a knife. Oswald's sweating fucking bullets. And he's like, oh shit. And so again, this episode just shows Oswald's wit. He takes an opportunity to cause a ruckus, and you think in this moment he's gonna put the knife in Vidi's pocket, but he doesn't, because he's targeting Vidi this whole episode.
Right.
Rather than him putting it in Vidi's pocket, he turns around and puts it in Sofia's bodyguard's pocket. Someone she trusts the most in the show.
That's just that sleight of hand, that scuffle, bro. Like, he just put it in his pocket, and there's just a whole bunch of stuff. And then, they find out that he's the one holding the knife. And then Sofia right away, "Hey, dog, give me your gun." And he's like, nah, I would never do this. This is a mistake, like all this stuff, begging, all this stuff. And Sophia's just like, "Give me the gun, fool. Give me your gun." Like, we think she's probably just about to shoot him. Yeah, and so we don't even get to see that because Uncle Falcone, Mr. Luca, just decides, bam, I don't have time to figure out whatever you're talking about. I see the problem. I took care of it. And
yeah.
We're just left with, the henchman's dead now.
Well, I just think, I agree with you that he was like, I don't have time to deal with this. But also, I feel it was, a power move towards Sofia. Rather than letting her take care of her own bodyguard, her own henchman, he showed everybody, I'm the man in charge. I'm the one who's going to step up for the family. I'll do whatever it takes. So that makes Sofia, again in that moment, look that much smaller to everybody.
Yeah. She just can't get out of his shadow, bro. And he's just, I'm the dude, man. And we run out real quick from that.
Yeah. So leading after that whole scenario and incident, now you have Oswald and Victor burying the bodies of the two henchmen. So now you have a henchman from the Maroni family and the Falcone family in one grave, which is insane to think about. And the man that caused both of these deaths are burying their bodies and laughing about it with his henchmen. Now, the most messed up part is Victor is digging this hole. And Oswald tells him, lie down. Victor's like, huh? You lie down with them, because the next time it's gonna be you in that hole.
Nope. He had to, bro. He had to, man. This is like that moment for Victor, and it shows that Penguin really cares about him and connects with him on a level and wants to see him do well, rather than him just looking at him like he's expendable, like any other low level thug or whatever. Because He's right. He's telling him, like, dude, like, you messed up. I almost got shot because of you. All you had to do was one thing for my plan to work, and you let something that changed the situation where you couldn't make a play and you couldn't think on your feet. And that's what I do. This is why I'm so good, because I can think on my feet. As soon as something happens, I can see 3 different roads and I know which one I'm going to walk, and I make a choice instantly, where you're like, I don't know what to do now and I'm scared. Like, that's not going to work, bro. We're going to get killed if you can't be like me. So you're either going to be like me or you're going to be like them.
That is the perfect way to explain that speech, Matador. That was no, like that's really what it was, and it hit so hard, and Victor gets this like sense of like realizing like he's right. Like, I'm stuck in this life regardless.
Right.
I'm gonna either die because of my actions, or I'm gonna die because I went out trying.
Right.
So, I respect that. And after that scene, at least Sofia now realizing she's alone. She's alone in this world until you hear that clink, clink. You already know who's walking up behind her. He's waddling on over, and it's our good old friend Oz. I swear he's everywhere. He's everywhere all at once. Everything
all
everywhere and all at once.
Yeah.
He's all over everywhere in Gotham. But he walks up behind Sofia. She tells him, I am alone. I have nothing. And I don't know how I'm going to do this. And Oswald's like, you got me. You might not trust me, but you got me. And she looks over to him. And this is the best line of the episode, because it was set up so early about dancing with his mom, dancing all night with her, dancing with her at the beginning of the episode. And she looks at him and says, a partnership? And he looks directly at her and goes, let's dance.
Let's dance. Bro. Yeah, I got goosebumps from you putting it like that, bro. I mean, it wrapped up the episode with such a nice bow, and I'm just super hyped after seeing it. And, so far, we got 2 stellar episodes from the Penguin Show. The next episode's gonna drop here tonight, and it's just I'm in, bro. I'm locked in on this journey, and Penguin is turning into he's either Domino combined with Superman. He's the luckiest person on the planet, and then instead of Superman being as strong as he needs to be, this fool is just everywhere as he needs to be, bro. Like, he's just all in, bro. So there's still more. Like, I gotta see Victor grow. Like, what's gonna happen, I'm not really sure. We still have some questions about the therapy, and are we gonna see more of that? But from where we're at, yeah, Sofia's about to she's about to take her shot, and I just want to see what does that lead to with how his plans mix with hers, because she's now like the biggest ally for him.
Yeah. But it just, she's also very unpredictable. So we just got to see where these two Batman villains' brains collide and what has to offer for us. This is a miniseries. There's only going to be 8 episodes. So I really do hope that it's fleshed out very well, which will lead us into the Batman 2. Coming 2027, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Matador will probably put the correct date up here. So
no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. That's a long time. Listen, we definitely love talking about this show. We like talking about the movies that we talk about. If you love our conversation and our reviews of these things, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button, and be ready for the next drop. We're gonna be dropping this, and then also our review of the Joker, which shocking. We'll tell you how we feel in that review. Yeah, we'll save it for that. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. Thank you for listening to us. This has been the Retro Matador Show. Y'all take it easy. Deuce.